The purpose of this video is to help you in Chicago-style formatting for your endnotes and bibliography for your formal paper. For your endnotes, you're going to create a brand new page, and you are going to title it simply Notes, not Endnotes, not anything else, just Notes. Endnotes are for the purpose of citing every source that you use every time you use a piece of information, whether it is a direct quote or simply you are referring to a piece of information. You need to cite that every time. So we've created a notes page here. Let's go back to left align. There are two ways that you can do this. I would suggest going about this in the first way because it is the most accurate. Go back up to a paragraph here. So I am going to cite this piece of information. This is going to be my first reference. And just while I remember, I'm going to go back to my notes page. And for your endnotes, the first line is indented, and then you're going to put the number 1. You are going to put the author's name, comma, title of the book or article, if it's a book, you're going to put a period, make sure that is italicized for that publication. And then you have publication information. So there you have it. Now, next thing I need to do is I'd start writing the rest of my paper. And now I can go back and make sure that this number is superscript. Best way to do this, if you look here in your tab, there's an X with a smaller number, or you can do Control-Shift+, and there you go. We are doing double spacing, so we can space these out. Okay, let's say your next citation is from a magazine. So there we go, we'll type some more. And we are going to enter down here. So this article was, let's say, from the essay on French Revolution and the Arab Spring. Again, have your author's name, comma. This was a magazine article, so that is in quotation. And now you have your publication title. And the date. Now here you can see the second line is still indented. For the endnotes page, for your citations, you do not want the second line indented. The second line should be back at the normal spacing. Let's make the publication italicized, and there we go. Let's say our next citation is once again from Ian Crofton. Rather than write the whole citation, once again, you can just write Crofton, Kings and Queens of England. That's pretty simple. And then let's say you were to use it again a few paragraphs later, and it is the next citation you are using is from the same source. You can just write ibid. That is only if it is the direct following citation. We'll just double check that all of this is double spaced. There we go. So there are our notes page. Then the last page of your paper will be the bibliography. Again, we're going to center this. You title it Bibliography. There is no change to the font. It doesn't need to be underlined. It doesn't need to be bold at all. The bibliography is the alphabetical list of every source that you looked at, not just the ones that you used in your paper, but the ones you looked at. We do this in history because as historians, sometimes you read an article or a book and there's nothing in it that you can use, but there's information in it or there are sources listed in it that sent you to the next source. It's sort of leaving a paper trail. You want to show what did your research include for others to understand later. Bibliography formatting is slightly different than the endnotes. You're going to start again with your author, but this time last name first. Your authors will be listed in alphabetical order. Once you get your author's name, period, then the title of the book. Once again, finished with the period. Then you're going to have publication location, publisher information, and the date. And don't forget to italicize titles. If you are doing an article, make sure the period after your title was within the quotes. Put your publication, and the date of publication. Now here, because we have gone onto a second line, for bibliography, the second line is indented. Now, if your computer automatically sends the first line, you're going to find that up here on the ruler, there's this little triangle. The top triangle, bring that back to the former margin. Okay, so we talked about in Endnotes how in the text there is a superscript number, and that number correlates to something on the notes page, and this is for each time you cite a piece of information. Once you enter the full piece of information for your source, it can be shortened every time you use it after that. Then we talked about bibliography, listing every source that you use and listed by alphabetical order of the author's last name. If there is no author, you alphabetize according to the title of the article or book.